Hello there, this is Dr. Moses Ihachi. I'm here to welcome you to our class, Spring 2026. This is Chemistry 1411, and it's a hybrid one with the lecture that's going to be online and the lab that's face-to-face at Richland on Mondays and Wednesdays, 8 a.m., starting this Wednesday at 8 a.m. Please keep time. Okay, so I'm here to take you through this class. I'll try as much as possible to provide all the resources needed. You can always contact me through the email address on the syllabus. That's the best way to reach me. Office hours are shown in the syllabus, and we are going to go through the syllabus again. This is Dr. Moses Ihachi. You can call me Dr. Moses, Dr. Ihachi, whichever one that is easier for you. So now let's dive in. Okay, so this is our course page. Let me see if I can view as you. This is our course page. If you want to find the material I've already uploaded, you go to content, and then here you'll meet several things. The first thing you can see, there's a course schedule there that will be showing some dates and due assignments or due items. I think this is a table of contents that I don't dwell much in. The first thing you see here as a resource is the interactive periodic table. This is chemistry, so you need a periodic table. If you click this, it opens an online resource. You click an element, you'll see its information. 22 is the atomic number, Ti is the symbol for the element, titanium is the name for the element that goes with Ti, and then you have the mass number, which is 47.867, and these little numbers you're seeing there, those are electronic configurations, the 2, 8, 10, 2. We'll talk about all that in the course as we go. Let's go back. The next thing I see here is the in-person lab resources. So if you click it, it brings you here, and the first thing you see in there is the schedule for our 8-week course. This is our 8-week course, and you can already see our schedule right there is pasted there. It's a guide for you to show you what's gonna be happening in whichever day. We are running Monday and Wednesday. Today, this Monday, there's no lab, there's no class because it's a holiday. I think some MLK holiday. But on Wednesday, we are going to do our safety introduction lab alongside measurement and significant figures error analysis lecture. You are supposed to do the pre-quiz before coming to the lab, but I made it due end of Wednesday. Usually it's supposed to be due before the day before 11:59 p.m. So that's just an exception only for this lab, but usually the pre-quizzes should be due before the day of the lab. So on Wednesday, which is January the 21st, we'll do our safety quiz and introduction again. Safety quiz, the papers are printed, will be printed by the lab specialist. So we'll go there, we will watch some videos, I'll talk and remind you of some safety issues, safety requirements that must be followed by I and you, by you and I. And then we'll do the lab measurement, significant figures lecture, and some error analysis. Then you will be able to do your lab report. And of course, you should be submitting your safety quiz on that day, and even the pre-quiz for that lab. So you can see January 26 to 30, these are the two experiments that should be done. Lab 2 should be done on a Monday, lab 3 should be done on Wednesday, lying between that range of days, January 26th to January 30th. February 2nd to 6th, we have lab 4 and 5. Lab 4, identification of an ionic compound, is going to be done on Monday. That's why we have the M. And then lab 5 will be done. We will do moles, mass, and particles. That should be on Wednesday. We'll be following this schedule. Okay, so the schedule will run up to March. You have the schedule on our page. Let me go back. Alright, so the next thing that is shown here is the safety video. I think we're going to do that in the lab. Week 1, we'll be doing the safety and this measurement processes and significant figures. We'll do that on Wednesday. Okay, so we'll talk about the safety rules. The dressing, you have to dress well. Long pants highly recommended. Tie your long hair back, maybe like a ponytail. Do not wear contact lenses if possible. We wear goggles when required. Always when you're in the lab, the prescription glasses do not replace the lab goggles. No eating, drinking in the lab, and more safety rules will be given. You'll be provided with all materials during this safety lab on Wednesday, but in future labs you'll have to print stuff. For example, the same Wednesday you need to print out your pre-quiz measurement for significant figures and the lab report. Of course, the handout contains the lab report. So if you can print lab 1's handout and the pre-quiz, that will be helpful for those who want to submit, for those who want to write their answers in the pre-quiz hard paper and then scan and submit them online. Otherwise, you can just download the Word document, answer your pre-quiz, by typing, and then electronically just upload it. So again, this pre-quiz, if you click it, it's possible that you can download it, and then you fill up the boxes by typing, or print it and write manually, and then scan, maybe with a CAM scanner app, or scan with your printer, and then you'll submit it. Under activities, we have assignments. So your pre-quiz will be submitted through this link. Sorry. All right. Your pre-quiz will be submitted through that link. There will be also, after the lab, there's always a report that's going to be visible. So under activities, the post-lab assignment, you'll see that you have the report. This you'll see when time comes. You can't see it yet because it's not yet January 25th. It's not yet January 21st. Okay, so it will open up on January 21st. But when you click this link, you should be able to submit your scanned document for your report. So all submissions will be done, with the exception of the safety quiz, all submissions will be done online. All right. And if you look at your syllabus, it tells you, the syllabus tells you that you need to submit things online. So for example, you'll have to submit your pre-quiz 1 online, and it tells you that the lab 1 report must be due and submitted online. And I've shown you the links, and these links are found under the activities, then assignments. Okay, so that's that. And then, so that is week 1. So week 2, I'll put the pre-quiz in there and the report too. But so far for week 2, you can see the handout is already in there for density. I mean for lab 2. Yeah, week 2, lab 2. The handout is already in there. You do the same thing for week 3. Pre-quiz will be put in there. The lab report will be put in there. Just like in week 2, I'll put the pre-quiz. I'll put the pre-quiz in here in the lab report document, and I'll also activate the links where you'll be submitting your pre-quiz and the lab report. I'll never give you an extension to submit assignments, so make sure you submit them according to their due dates. The due dates are stated in the syllabus. See? The due dates for pre-quiz 2, the due date is stated is January 25th. The lab report for lab 2, is going to be on February 1st. So all due dates are in this syllabus. If you just follow your syllabus, just follow the syllabus. All the information is in your syllabus. I don't know what to say. Okay, so now other than that, lab experiments, you have to click this link, how to get to Alex ebook. You click Alex and it's gonna take you to the textbook that you'll use for your lab portion. So I'm in the student view, so it's not letting me. I have to be in my account for Alex to go through. So if I click Alex right now, it takes you straight to the book site. Okay, so just give it time, it's gonna open up. Here's your textbook. You can click the textbook, and then these 3 lines right here, if you click that, you can access whichever chapter you want to study. Now, other than that, you also have assignments that you'll be taking under Alex, homeworks that you'll be taking under Alex. So like if you come back here in this chapter, in this site, you already have chapter 1 homework assignment. If you click this, it's gonna take you straight to your homework assignment in Alex. So these are shortcuts I create for you guys. All right, so other than that, down here I have the chapter resources. So you have the learning objectives posted here, you have the PowerPoint, and you have, I'm currently doing the series of lectures. You already have chapter 1, chapter 2 done with the series of lectures for those who want to listen to me. So if you click, for example, lecture 1, it takes you to my private YouTube site. And that is me lecturing, that's me lecturing, that's me lecturing. So take advantage of the series of lectures that are put under each chapter. Here you have the PowerPoint notes. If you want to download them, you can hit download. Once the page loads, you can hit download and you will download your chapter PowerPoint for those who like to have the PowerPoint note slides. But again, you have the lectures here by me that direct you to my private YouTube account that still explains the PowerPoint slides, and some examples that I give, random examples I give in there. Okay, so I know that the lecture portion is totally online, but these recorded videos gives you a feel of the class, and I'm spending a lot of hours to do this for you, so you'll have all the resources you need to excel. Then you have chapter 2, having again a series of lectures. You have how many lectures in there? You have 14 series, mini series lectures in there, recordings that takes you to YouTube. If you click any link again, it takes you to YouTube. That is me explaining the content of your PowerPoint slides, which happens to be the first link here that says chapter 2 PowerPoint Alex Notes. And the same will happen for the future chapters. Right now I'm on chapter 7 trying to create lectures, recorded lectures for you. You can see that test 1 will be chapters 1, 2, and 7. This is test 1, and you have already the key things that you need to know, almost like a study guide that you need to follow. Then after test 1, we're going to go to chapter 8, chapter 3, chapter 9, chapter 8, chapter 3, chapter 9. Those will be tested in test 2. The bullet points or the reminders or classic, most important classic points that you need to pay attention to are listed there, almost again like a study guide for test 2. Test 3 is just going to be chapter 4. Test 3 is just going to be chapter 4. And then the final is going to be test 4, which is chapter 6 and 5. All that is highlighted and explained in the syllabus, which now we should be doing. So talking about the syllabus, now I want you to treat the syllabus as your planner. Treat the syllabus as your calendar, because I took time to put your dates together to remind you what is due when, what you should be doing when. So please, 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 everything you need to know, the schedule for this class, Everything is in the syllabus, and you need to treat it as your planner, as your guide, as your diary. Check the due dates in there. They are all listed there. Whether I remind you or not, the syllabus reminds you. If there are major changes in the syllabus, I'll let you know. Okay, so now let's look at the syllabus. So this is General Chemistry 1, Chem 1411. It's Spring 2026. Section 8 is a 4-credit class, and it runs from January 20th, which is tomorrow, to March 12th. And yeah, I'll keep modifying it where necessary. So again, I'm Professor Moses Ihachi, and this is my email address that you should preferably be using to contact me. Okay, if you contact me at night, most likely I'll reply to you the next day or the next office hour. So be diligent to send your emails as soon as you can. My office, this time around, I'm gonna put it in Richland campus at the general area for faculty. It's called Zero. It's office or room area A105. We call it Zero. That's where professors go to print their stuff or to just relax. Since I'm based in El Centro, downtown campus, I would rather have my office hours, in Richland campus, because that's where I have my face-to-face lectures for this semester. Okay, this is my Dallas downtown campus phone number, and like I said, I would rarely be there because I'm gonna make myself available at Richland. Now, if you cannot come in person at Richland campus in room A, building A105, room 105 at Zero office, please contact me through Teams during office hours. And the link is here. If you click that link, you can meet me up there, make a call, and I will share my screen. You share your screen, and we'll solve whatever issue there is. Okay, so be sure to use your office hours, my office hours, through Teams or in person. So if you cannot meet me face to face, you have the link to click to meet me virtually. With the response time, like I said, we typically respond to emails within 24 hours. And if you send your email at night, know that there's going to be a delay because I might be sleeping. So if there's an issue, please contact me immediately. And do not do your assignments that are due at 11:59 p.m. late that time. Do your assignments earlier than that, because if you have an issue at 11 p.m., I'm sleeping, and that due time is gone. It's a zero. So my strong advice to you is to do your assignments as soon as you can. Don't do it last minute where I cannot help you. And once it's due, it's due. It's not my fault. Okay, so office hours, like I said, I'm staging my office at Richland campus A105 on Mondays and Wednesdays, 12:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. You can meet me virtually then, or just click the link. That's what I mean. Just click the Teams link. Okay, click the Teams link provided up there, or the Teams link that is provided down here, and we can meet virtually for office hours. Otherwise, my actual office is in El Centro, Building A, Office 961, but I'll rarely be there because I want to make myself available at Richland campus. This semester I don't have a class at El Centro. My office is at El Centro downtown, but I'm not gonna have office hours. I'm not gonna have classes at El Centro, so I'm putting my office hours at Richland. All right, my office hours again run from 12:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays. You can meet me in person at Richland, Building A, Room 6:05, or you can meet me virtually by clicking the Teams link. I think I've repeated myself so many times on office hours so you understand. Now, this is a class that has online lecture. It's a hybrid, but it's gonna be in-person laboratory class at Richland campus at Sabine Hall, room SH231. That's where you come on Wednesday morning. This is our first class at 8 a.m. Otherwise, we're going to be doing it twice a week, Mondays and Wednesdays. We couldn't meet on today because it was a holiday. Okay, the last day to withdraw is February 25th. Certification date is going to be January 27 when I'll satisfy your attendance. If you don't engage with the material on the website or engage with me in any way, I'll mark you as not existent in this class and you will be dropped. Okay, so these are the learning state outcomes. You take time and read for this class, and these are my instructor defined, professor defined learning outcomes for this class. My expectations by the end of this class, you should have learned to do all this. Now, for the lab requirements, upon successful completion of this course, students will have met these learning objectives. Take time and read. And these are the Texas core objective for this class and for accreditation. And here comes a summary of your lecture material. So chapters 1, 2, and 7 will be in your exam 1. You can use your PowerPoint resources, you can use the recorded lecture, you can use the Alex homework quizzes to study. And then chapter 3, 8, and 9, they're gonna be in test 2. Okay, and these tests are done through Alex using the monitoring responders resource. Okay, lockdown browser. Then you have chapter 4 and 10. Use your PowerPoint recorded lecture, Alex homework to study. That will be test 3. Testing chapter 4 and 10. Okay, I thought test 3 is only gonna be chapter 10, but it will be chapter 4 and 10. And then you have test 4, which will be chapter 5 and 6. Okay, chapter 5 and 6. Use your PowerPoint recorded lecture resource and your Alex homework. That's gonna be the final for test 4. It's chapter 5 and 6. So correction again. Test 3 will be chapter 4 and 10. So I'll go back here. Yeah, okay, I was just wrong. I did not see chapter 10 there. Test 3 is chapter 10 and chapter 4. Test 3 is chapter 10 and chapter 4. Okay, that's a correction on my part. And then the final exam is chapter 6 and chapter 5. So, which is why I'm saying the syllabus is quite elaborate. Okay, so make sure that you follow the syllabus. So, breakdown. Alex homeworks is 15%. Pre-lab quizzes is 5%. You submit them under activities on D12 Brightspace. And then the lab reports is 30% of your grade. And then you have 4 tests. Test 4 is the final. It's not cumulative, it's just chapters 5 and 6. Again, just follow your syllabus. So if you add all these up, 15% plus 5% is 20, plus 30 is 50, plus the other 50 is 100%. So this part explains the breakdown. So you have online Alex homework. So make sure you create your account with McGraw-Hill. You have online Alex homework that you should be doing, and I will never do an extension. If it's due, it's due. Your syllabus shows you when they're due. Okay. Many of the problems in Alex are based on the ebook and PowerPoint slides or lecture examples which I show in my recorded series of lectures. I strongly encourage you to complete your assignments in time and in preparation for scheduled tests. Late homeworks are not acceptable. Due dates and times will never be extended. Your Alex homework assignments grades are posted directly to your eCampus on time. Do not wait until the due date or time to start doing your homework, because if there are issues with your internet or wherever you are for vacation, that is not on my end. So even though you are given time to do your homework for every chapter, make sure you do it as soon as you can. Be responsible. Start working as soon as possible. Periodic reminders may be given, may or may not be given, but it's your responsibility to follow the syllabus due dates closely. Lab reports will be 30% of your overall grade, and you should be completing them on time. And they must be submitted through eCampus before their due dates. Please submit your lab reports on time, as I will not extend. No due date time extension will be entertained to ensure prompt grading by me and feedbacks. Note that you cannot pass this course with a failing grade of less than 70% in your lab. It's a rule for this class. Your lab portion, you have to score greater than 70%. It's very possible because the lab portion, the grades majorly come from submitted assignments, right? So pre-lab quizzes of the lab will be 5%, and I've shown you where to find the pre-quiz. It's on D2L Brightspace under activities and assignments. Exams will be 50% on lockdown responders browser with monitoring. So there will be a camera required there as you take your test. You'll be taking four scheduled tests, including your final, covering 10 chapters. The questions on these exams are similar to your Alex homework. So really, if you do due diligence to understand how the answers are found on each and every questions in your homework, you should be ready for your tests. Again, the test will be on lockdown responders browser with monitoring requiring a webcam. Any student who misses a scheduled test deadline is an automatic 0. About 40 hours window is given to students to take their test. Once you start your test, I believe you have 3 hours to complete it. No makeup, no extensions will be given. Exams will be kind of cumulative in concept. However, they will focus on the recent material. The final exam will be given during the scheduled day on the course calendar, again on lockdown responders with monitoring. Be mindful that no early final exam will be given and no exceptions and special treatment will be given. Students are strongly encouraged to complete their Alex assignments in preparation for exams. Homework's due dates will be shown on Brightspace and on McGraw-Hill, and of course on Alex website, and of course in this syllabus. And they will stay available until they are due. Usually your homeworks and your reports are usually due, the lab reports are usually due on Sundays at 11:59 p.m. That is to tell you that you have several things always due on Sundays by 11:59 p.m. It's your responsibility to go to your syllabus to see what is due on every Sunday of that week. Homework not completed after the stated deadline will be automatically be a 0 with no credit on Alex and on your gradebook on Brightspace D2L. As you study the PowerPoints and your Alex ebook, be sure to underline the main objectives for each chapter, because I give you the learning objectives on D2L Brightspace and also on the PowerPoint slides. These learning objectives will help you to prepare for exams, of course. The students are advised to make notes for themselves alongside the lectures and alongside their study sessions. Do also the examples embedded on the PowerPoint slides and the ebook to prepare yourself well. Do your Alex assignments before you take a given exam, because that will help you to improve your confidence. Please go over the videos, the recorded lecture videos by me and also by Alex, posted on McGraw-Hill. Okay, so it's important that you go over or play the recorded lectures by me, or any videos you see on Alex. Be sure to also attempt any practice exams that could be provided or might be provided, might not. Okay, midterm grades will be assigned based on your actual work done in this course after about, this is 8 weeks, so it's after about 4 weeks, your midterm grades should be posted. Now, that is not an issue because I always update, not upgrade, I always update your grades as soon as I can. For any assignment that has been posted, I grade them as soon as I can. So your grades will be accurate in time as we go. In other words, your midterm will be reflecting your current standing midway into this course, which will be 4 weeks, not 2 weeks. After 4 weeks, you can check your grade halfway the course. This is not your final grade. It is not your final grade. It's just your progress grade after the 4 weeks of study. So your final grade will be calculated by the end of the semester, and it's already calculating. The D2L will always be calculating your grades in time. Remember the breakdown. The 4 tests is 50%, the labs are 30%, the pre-quizzes are 5%. I told you the pre-quizzes are due the day before the lab, and of course the Alex homework assignments are 15%. The grade calculation formula is shown here. You can actually do it yourself, but D2L will do for you. Important, a 0 grade will be assigned to any student who do not or who refuse to partake in any online activity or face-to-face activity, no exception. Now, here is just a table of the breakdown, okay, and the weights of what is gonna be included in your overall grade. I've already described that. Now here you have a list of topics by week. For example, week 1, which is this week, January 19th to January 25th, we will discuss the syllabus, which is what I'm doing, and I'm introducing the course already. And then chapter 1 should be completed this week. In your textbook, this week, chapter 1 must be completed, including you playing those recorded videos that you see under chapter 1. Let me show you. Okay, where's my chapter 1? This is chapter 1. So you see this? All these resources must be completed this week on chapter 1. Okay? And then there is Alex chemistry homework assignments. Alright, so I think I'm going to create a discussion for you to introduce yourself. It's going to be due by January 23rd. You'll see it under assignments. And also the other thing that is due, that's going to be due this week, is the Alex homework 1 on chapter 1. That's going to be due. Okay, it's due on February 1st, but you need to start it by the end of the week. You can start it. Yeah, that's why I put this item here. So Alex homework 1 is going to be due on February 1st. Let's see, is that true? If I go here, how to get to your Alex ebook, my assignment here tells me yes, that it starts on this week, but it ends February 1st. So it's accurate. Homework 1 is going to be active starting this week. So the syllabus is correct. And then for the labs, if you go to the labs column, we have to do our safety quiz and sign our safety quiz agreement form on the first day of the lab, which is this Wednesday, January 21st at 8 a.m. So what I'm saying here is that do not miss day 1. And in fact, you don't want to miss any day of the lab, because usually it's an automatic 0. So we'll be taking our safety quiz in day 1. Make sure to be present and on time and dressed for the lab. Don't show Don't expose your skin. No shorts, no flip-flops. Cover yourself well. Once the lab is done, you can undress. Okay, so the measurement, significant figures, and error analysis pre-quiz will be due. It says it's supposed to be due on tomorrow night, but I've extended it to Wednesday night because this is day one. You probably don't know much about measurement and significant figures. I have to do a pre-lecture on it during the lab. Then the lab report is going to be due on Sunday by 11:59. The lab report for lab 1 is due. Where do you submit it? Like I say, to repeat myself, go to activities, then click assignments. You will see the report, which is going to be active from January 21st. You see the report link. If you click it, it will allow you to submit. Okay, for example, let me show you an example on using the quiz, on submitting using the quiz. So if I go to activities, assignments, if I click this, you see, it allows me to attach a file and then allows me to submit it down here. So that's how you'll be submitting your pre-quizzes and your lab reports electronically in form of a PDF and one file only. Make sure that I can read it. Tiny things I will not grade. I should see it, just like you're looking at the syllabus. I should see things to grade. Then week 2 comes by. It tells you what to do. Finish Alex chapter 2, and then you're going to start Alex chapter 7 in week 2. Okay, and then there's homework 2 that's gonna be live starting that week 2, due on February 8, for chapter 7 and chapter 2. For the lab, on Monday you'll be doing density. For that week, on Wednesday, you'll be doing spectroscopy, and it tells you when the pre-quizzes and the lab reports are due. When the pre-quizzes and the lab reports are due. The pre-quizzes are always due before the day of the lab. The lab reports are always due on the Sunday of that week. For example, these 2 labs done on this second week of January 26th to February 1st. Those lab reports are due on the same Sunday, February 1st, and so on and so on. You'll just go now by looking which activity is active for which week, which is why I told you I spent time to draw this table and show you the timeline of what's due. Now here comes test 1, what's going to be tested on test 1, when test 1 will open and when it will be closed. Remember, your exams are taken using lockdown responders, monitoring browser, meaning you'll need a webcam. You'll need a webcam for virtual proctoring as you take your exams. So test 2 is there, learning objectives or study guide is there. Test 3 is here, the learning objectives are posted. Test 3 covers chapter 4 and 10. We corrected that. And then test 4 is your final exam. You know when it will open again. You know when it's due. No extensions. And it tests chapter 5 and 6. Here comes the test policies. Most importantly, in red, do not ask me, do not ask me, do not ask me, do not ask me, please, to change any one of the assignment dates mentioned above to suit your personal schedule or calendar, because I will not change. We are strictly following the Dallas College calendar, which was put together by the countrywide elected board of trustees. It's not negotiable. I myself, I have no choice. I have to follow the calendar. There is academic integrity and use of AI tools. You can use AI to study, but you don't want to use it for exam. That will be considered plagiarism, and it's seriously taken with Dallas College. So academic integrity and honesty is very, very important. Make sure to read every single word of this syllabus. Remember, I told you there's going to be online proctoring for your exams. You can read and understand. If you have a question, you ask me. Attendance is very important. Do not come to lab late. I will not let you in. That's a 0. You will unfortunately not be permitted to enter the lab if you're late, more than 7 minutes late. I will not allow you, because then you're likely to pose a safety issues you're likely to cause safety issues, because I give safety instructions in the beginning of the lab. There's a disclaimer here. I, the professor, reserves the right to change or amend the document as needed. Late work is not permitted at all. It's a 0. So like that is why I'm saying read every single word of the syllabus and acknowledge it. Now, that said, we hope to have a very good semester. I'm doing my due diligence to provide all the resources you need to succeed. I'm available by email, virtually, and during office hours you can come see me, and we'll have the best of time. Can't wait to see you people. Can't wait to see your beautiful and handsome faces. Come, bring a calculator, bring pencils, writing material, and dress well for the lab on Wednesday, January 21st, 8 a.m. Don't be late.